Hello friends, I am Dr. Rizwan and I welcome you all in this video tutorial on for loop that we are going to discuss in C programming course. Okay, so let's start with a program in which actually we want to print hello world, okay, this string hello world 10 times without using any loop control structure. So if we have to write a program for this, then you can see that in C programming we can write this program using printf function, okay, 10 times, but we have to use 10 times. If we are not going to use any loop control structure, then we can write this program like this. So first of all, let me run this program. So here on this C editor, we have this program where we have used printf function 10 times, and with the help of this printf functions writing 10 times, we are going to print hello world 10 times. Okay, so let me run this program and then we will see the output that yes, of course, hello world has been printed 10 times, but we have to use printf function 10 times. So you can see that this is also the violation of code reusability. It means we should write our program like this, that same function we are not going to repeat. Okay, same function we are not going to repeat. We should write a program like this, that whatever code we are going to write, that should be reusable. It means same code, if we can reuse, that approach or fashion we should follow. Okay, so for that approach, for facilitating code reusability in our program, we will go to the concepts of looping. Okay, so let me start with the concept of looping, that what do we mean by looping and how many type of loop control structures we have in C programming. Okay, so in looping, first of all, we should understand that what do we mean by looping. So looping or loop word is simply about repeating the same process. It means the same process or same statement or same block of a statement. If we want to execute for a number of times, okay, then we use these loop control structures in our program. So a proper definition, we can say that looping can be defined as repeating the same process, okay, multiple times and until a specific condition satisfies. So until and unless a specific condition is going to occur, a specific condition is going to be satisfied, then if you want to repeat some process, okay, or repeat same process, or here in case of programming, if we want to execute some statements, okay, then in general we use the concept of looping. And if particularly we talk about C programming language, so in C programming language we have exclusively three types of loop control structures. First one is for loop, second one is while loop, and third one is do while loop. So these three types of loops we have in C programming language. So let's start with for loop, and we will see that what is the significance of for loop and what is the syntax of for loop, that how we can use for loop in our programs. So a for loop is a repetition control structure, okay, and that allows us to execute its body to a specific number of times. So whenever we want to execute some statements that we are going to write in the body of for loop, so for a specific number of times, then in general we are going to use for loop, then we should use for loop. So next we will go for the syntax of for loop. So you can see that for we have to write, so for is a keyword in C programming language, so that we have to write. After that, this parentheses we have to write, and within parentheses we have to write initialization expression semicolon, test expression semicolon, update expression, and then within curly braces we will write the statements that we want to associate with this for loop. Okay, so that we want to execute for under the for loop. So now let me tell you that what is this initialization expression, test expression, and update expression. So for that we can discuss the flow of execution, okay, for loop. So what will be the flow of execution, that when we will be going to initialization expression, then what is test expression. So all these things we are going to discuss now. So you can see that after for there is initialization. Initialization means a counter variable you are going to initialize here. Okay, so first the control will come to initialization part, then you can see that this arrow is coming for number 1. Then second we will move to condition part or test expression. Okay, then this condition, if it is satisfied, then only we will go to the statements that we have written as the body of the for loop, and then in fourth step it will go to increment or decrement, or we can say update expression. It means we are going to just increment or decrement, okay, the counter for which we want to execute our for loop. Okay, so then after that increment decrement, it will again go to that condition part, and if condition is true, then again it will go to the body part of the for loop. Otherwise, whenever this condition is not true, it means condition is false, then it will, the execution or the control we can say, will come out of this for loop. So you can see in this diagram that it will start with initialization, then it will go to test condition, and if this test condition is true, then it will go to the body of the loop, and then increment decrement portion, and then again to the test condition. Okay, whenever it is true, it will go like this. Whenever that test condition is false, it will end, that for loop will end. It means you will come out, or the control will come out of this for loop. Okay, so this was the flow of execution in for loop. So next we are going to just take an example that uses for loop actually. So in for loop you can see that this is a program to print that same hello world 10 times, but here we are going to use for loop for that. So you can see that first we are declaring in main function, we have declared this integer variable I. Okay, so this is declaring an integer variable that we are, this integer I we are going to use, okay, for loop. That's why we have declared it. Next, from here our for loop will start. So you can see that I is equal to 1 we have written. So I is equal to 1, that is the initialization part. Okay, and then semicolon we have to type, then I less than equal to 10, because this condition or test expression will ensure that for all the values of I less than or equal to 10. So if you are going to start from 1 and you are going to up till that I is less than or equal to 10, it means 1 to 10. So it will ensure that 10 times it will be repeated. Then semicolon, then I plus plus. So you can see this is our increment decrement or update expression we can say. Okay, so these three portions are there. Okay, that is as per the syntax of for loop. Then after that in curly braces we will write our statement printf hello world slash n for new line. Okay, so this statement will come for the body of for loop. Okay, if you want to write more statements we can write here. Okay, just within these curly braces we have to write. So here for this program only one statement is there in the body of for loop. So now let me run this program, then we will see that what is the output of this program where we want to print hello world 10 times using for loop. So here you can see that the same program that we have typed here. Okay, so here we are using for loop to print hello world 10 times. Just let me run this thing. Then you can see that in the output you will get hello world 10 times. So how it is going to be executed, now let me, that first control will go to I is equal to 1, so value of I will be initialized with 1. Then the condition, for condition or text expression we will go, in which I is less than equal to 10. So for the first time I is equal to 1, so of course 1 is less than equal to 10, so condition is true. So we will go for printf hello world. So this hello world will be printed first time. Then after that we will go to update expression. Update expression means I plus plus, so value of I will be increased by 1, and in this case now I will, the value for I will become 2. Now then we will go to I less than equal to 10. This is this condition or test expression. So for I is equal to 2, actually this condition will be again true because 2 is less than equal to 10. So 2 is less than 10, so that's why it is true. Then again we will go for printf hello world. So printf, so hello world will be printed second time. So like that, for I is equal to 3, then 3 will be checked. For I is less than equal to 10, so it will be printed. So third time it will be printed, then fourth time, then fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, and 10th. So after 10th times it will go for update expression, when then you will see that I plus plus, it means now the value of I will become 11. So in that case, when you will check that I is less than equal to 10, so now the value of I is 11. That's why this condition will be false, because 11 is not less than or equal to 10. So as the condition or test expression is false, so you will not go inside the body of for loop. Actually the control will come out and this program will end. So only for 10 times it will be printed hello world. Okay, so this will be the execution of this program that we discussed. So this was basic introductory idea of for loop, and we discussed a simple program based on for loop. Just for practice, you can try this program, this next program, in which we want to print actually natural numbers from 1 to 10. So for that, what for loop we have to use? Okay, so same initialization, I is equal to 1 because we want to start with 1, and then I less than equal to 10 because we want to print all the natural numbers from 1 to 10, and then I plus plus because after 1 we want 2, then after 2 we want 3. So one by one we will increment. Okay, so I plus plus we have written. Then printf's %d slash n I, it means the value of I will be printed. Okay, so this printf function will print the value of I, whatever be the value of I for each iteration, it will print that. So simply if you will run this program, you will get I is equal to 1. For I is equal to 1, it will print 1. Then in next line for next iteration, it will print 2, and then 3, like that till 10 it will go. So let me run this program. Okay, so here we have this program. So let me run this program where we want to print all the natural numbers from 1 to 10. So you can see that 1 to 10, because here we are writing I in printf. It means it will print the value of I. So I, value of I, for initially it will be 1, so it will print 1. Then it will be incremented, then it will be checked for 2, so 2 is also less than 10. Then printf I, it means 2 will be printed. Then I plus plus, it means value of I will be 3. Then it will be checked for this condition, I is less than equal to 10. Of course 3 is less than 10, so again we will come to this statement printf %d slash n I. So value of I will be printed, it means 3. So like that it will go till 10, and after 10 it will become I plus plus, it means it will become 11. So 11 is less than equal to 10, so that's why now this condition is not true, or we can say condition becomes false for I is equal to 11. So you will not go inside the body of the for loop, even it will come out of the for loop. The execution will stop here, and after 10 you will not get anything in output. Okay, so this was a basic introductory idea of for loop, and we have discussed few simple programs based on for loop also. So in general, whenever we are sure, or we know the number of times for which we want to execute our statements that we are going to write in the body. So for those type of situations, for those situations in general, we use for loop where we are sure about the number of times we want to execute that statement. So in general, we prefer for loop in those cases. So this was all about for loop from my side. Thank you very much, and I request all of you to like, share and subscribe for my channel. And that's it for today, this video tutorial. Thank you very much.